Imagine this for a second. You've spent your entire life saving money, every single penny, your dreams, your family's future, your retirement, everything pooled into one investment. And then, one morning, you wake up to find that the man you trusted with it all is gone. No trace, no refund, just an empty account and a broken life. This isn't fiction. In 2008, this happened to over 30,000 people in South Korea. And at the center of it all was one name, Jang Do-chil. The collapse. South Korea. A religious investment firm called the Tree of Life Church is making waves across the country. People are talking about it everywhere, at dinner tables, in offices, at family gatherings. The returns are unbelievable. The pitch is perfect, and the man running it, charming, confident, and seemingly untouchable. Ordinary people pour in everything they have. Middle-class families, retirees, even a young man named Tae-dong, who convinces his entire family to invest. And not just their savings, he puts in his own father's life insurance payout, the money his father left behind when he died. And then one morning, the news breaks. It's over. Jang Do-chil has vanished, and he's taken $4 billion with him. Tae-dong stands in front of his family, head bowed, unable to speak. There are no words for what he's done. His relatives are screaming. Someone grabs him. Someone else breaks down crying. The room is pure chaos, and at the center of it is this young man who thought he was giving his family the chance of a lifetime. That same night, in the city of Yongchon, a man climbs to the top of a building and jumps. He was one of Jang's victims. Police reports confirm that over 10 people have already taken their own lives since the scheme collapsed. 30,000 victims, 10 suicides, and the number is climbing. But Jang Do-chil, he's already gone. The disappearance. Authorities announce that Jang escaped through international waters, transferred onto a Chinese vessel, and fled to the city of Dalian in China. Interpol is notified. Investigations begin. Months pass. And then, a bombshell announcement. Jang Do-chil is dead. Heart attack. In China, December 2011. Police obtain funeral footage. A death certificate is produced. The case is officially closed. But the victims don't believe it for a second. They take to the streets. They hold protests. They demand the case be reopened, insisting Jang faked his own death. But no one in power is listening. The media moves on. The system moves on. And Jang Do-chil disappears from public memory. 8 years later, a jewelry store, daytime. A happy young woman tries on necklaces, gushing about her upcoming wedding. A salesgirl, Chunja, stands nearby, charming and attentive. But something's off. Detective Kim bursts through the door. He grabs Chunja by the arm. A scene unfolds. Accusations, shouting, confusion. Except it's all staged. Chunja and Detective Kim are actually working together. They've set up an elaborate sting to catch a petty con artist. The whole jewelry store scene was a trap, and it worked perfectly. Outside, they laugh about it. "You were brilliant in there. My legs are still shaking." These two have an unusual partnership, a con artist and a detective running small-time operations together. It's not exactly by the book, but it gets results. Then the scene shifts entirely. Prosecutor Park Hee-soo, sharp, ambitious, working out of the Seoul prosecutor's office, walks into a police superintendent's office and drops a file on the desk. Jang Do-chil's bribery ledger. You accepted $1.2 million across 5 separate payments. Superintendent Kim Tak-yeon's face goes pale. This ledger, whispered about for years, has finally surfaced. But where did it come from? Is it real? And more importantly, does this mean Jang is still alive?
The man with a mission. Meet Hwang Ji-sung, 33 years old, Clean record, no prior convictions. Immigration records show he was in Thailand 4 years ago, and his father died by suicide in 2008, a victim of Jang Do-chil's fraud. Hwang isn't a detective. He isn't law enforcement. He's a con artist, but a very specific kind. He only cons other con artists. He preys on the predators, steals from the thieves. And he has one singular goal in life: find Jang Do-chil and kill him with his own hands. The setup begins. Hwang targets Lee Kong-suk, one of Jang's former associates, who did 3 years in prison and has since been running petty scams on the side. Lee is currently mid-scheme, trying to trick a man named Choi Chang-sik into paying 500 million won up front for a fake real estate deal. Choi looks like the perfect mark: nervous, eager, easily manipulated. Except, Choi is also a con artist. When Lee steps away for a moment, Choi, who is actually Hwang in disguise, disappears with the money. Lee is furious. He's been out-conned by a con artist. He reviews the security footage. He doesn't recognize the face. "That's the guy who only scams other scammers," Lee shouts, rage boiling over. But before Lee can do anything about it, Prosecutor Park catches up to him. Lee, desperate and scared, spills everything during interrogation. Park realizes Hwang wasn't just after Lee's money. Lee was the bait. Hwang was using him to catch something, someone much bigger. Park tracks Hwang down, a tense chase through the city. Hwang stays one step ahead at every turn, and when Park finally corners him, Hwang looks at him calmly. "I saw you take Lee. You were watching me? You don't look like a detective. Prosecutor, right?" Silence. Then something unexpected. An unlikely alliance. Park makes Hwang an offer. "You want Jang? I want Jang. We work together." Hwang doesn't trust him, not even slightly. But he has one non-negotiable condition: "I kill him myself." Park agrees. Neither man trusts the other, but they need each other, and sometimes that's enough. The plan takes shape. Lee gets released from custody. He's now Hwang's reluctant accomplice, or as Lee himself puts it, your faithful dog. The idea is simple and dangerous. Use Lee as bait to lure out Jang's network. If Jang thinks there's a lucrative money laundering opportunity in Korea, he might send someone to check it out. And if that someone reports back to Jang, they have their thread. Chunya joins the team. She's the face, charming, disarming, completely unreadable. Her job is to keep targets occupied and distracted while the others work. The con begins. Hwang poses as a wealthy investor with serious money and questionable ethics about where it came from. Perfect bait for a criminal operation. Lee arranges a meeting. He pitches a casino partnership to Hwang. 80% return in 6 months, minimal oversight, offshore funds flowing freely. Hwang plays along, asking the right questions, showing just enough interest to keep Lee hooked. But then Hwang does something unexpected. He gets suspicious, publicly, loudly. These terms are too good. If something goes wrong legally, who takes the fall? He stands up and walks out. Lee panics and chases after him. This is exactly what Hwang wanted, because a mark who chases you is a mark who wants to believe, and once that doubt is replaced with reassurance, you've got them completely. Hwang's father used to say, "People doubt 1,000 times, but once that doubt is gone, it becomes absolute certainty." Lee calls his boss, an international line, Thailand. The voice that answers is calm, measured, and cold. "Why are you calling me?" The team listens through the wire. Hwang goes completely still. He knows that voice. He's heard it in his nightmares for 8 years. Jang Do-chil is alive. The trap deepens. Jang sends his representative, Kwok Sang-gun, polished businessman, no criminal record, completely untraceable back to Jang. This is how Jang has always operated, always a layer of insulation between himself and the crime. Kwok comes to inspect the casino operation. He watches everything, takes notes, runs the numbers. But he doesn't agree to the deal, because that was never why he came. Hwang figures it out almost immediately. He wasn't here for the deal. He was here to test us. Kwok is reporting everything back to Jang, and if Jang is satisfied, he'll move to the next phase. The team bugs Kwok's phone. Chunya keeps him occupied. An evening out, drinks, laughter, the kind of distraction that makes a man forget he should be careful. While she stalls, Hwang searches Kwok's place. Phone records, a number in Thailand. The thread is there. Now they have to pull it. Jang shows his hand. A news story is planted. A witness claims to have seen Jang do chill in a restaurant in Bangkok. The story goes viral. Kwok panics and calls Jang immediately to warn him. Jang, characteristically unbothered, who would even recognize me at this point? But then, almost casually, he adds, "Come to Incheon on Sunday. I have something for you." He's in Korea. The team scrambles. They follow Kwok through the city, up winding roads towards the Seoul Tower. At a cable car station, Jang appears. Right there, a few meters away. Hwang stares at the man who destroyed his family, who caused his father's death, who ruined 30,000 lives, and he has to stand there and do nothing. Park holds him back. Not yet. Hwang's jaw tightens, but he waits. Through a wiretap, they catch the critical exchange. Jang is coming to Incheon on Sunday. He's planning something big. And what he's planning changes everything. 300 billion Korean won. Roughly 250 million US dollars.
Jang wants to launder his entire fortune through Korea before permanently disappearing. One final massive transaction, and then he vanishes forever. This changes the stakes completely. The plan shifts from revenge to something far more ambitious. Don't just catch Jang, take everything from him first. But here's the problem. This operation is now operating on multiple levels that are starting to collapse into each other. Above Prosecutor Park sits a much more powerful figure, Ko Sok-dong, the power broker behind presidential candidate Sung Young-jae. Ko and his network were the ones who helped Jang escape Korea 8 years ago. They bribed officials, suppressed evidence, and let a man responsible for 10 suicides walk free. And now they want Jang dead, not for justice, but because a living Jang is a liability. Ko pulls Park aside. The message is clear. Take care of Jang in Incheon, and take care of that con artist Hwang while you're at it. 2 birds, 1 stone. Clean up the mess. Protect the powerful. Park is being asked to execute the very man he made a deal with, and Hwang, who has trusted no one through this entire operation, is starting to realize that his supposed ally might be his biggest threat. The double cross. Hwang confronts Park directly. "You were planning to have me killed." Park doesn't deny it. "Even if I got Jang, the people who protected him are still in power. Nothing changes." Hwang's voice drops. "Your father, Nightfog, he was used to smuggle Jang out of Magumpo port. Once the job was done, powerful people had him silenced, officially ruled a suicide." The revelation hits Hwang like a freight train. He came all this way to kill the wrong man. Or rather, Jang was just one piece of a much larger machine, a machine that is still running, still protected, still untouchable. "Then killing Jang isn't enough," Hwang says quietly. "No," Park agrees, "it isn't." For the first time, these 2 men, who have been circling each other with suspicion since day 1, are finally on the same page. The end game. Ko and his network are pressured into pooling 30 billion won, the initial installment of the laundering deal.
Every corrupt official who took Jiang's money over the years is now being squeezed for it back. They comply because the alternative is exposure. Kwok is contacted. Have 30 billion won ready. The rest follows. Kwok agrees. He relays the message to Jiang. And then a critical broadcast goes live at 9:30 p.m. A journalist, reporter Choi, who has been quietly gathering evidence this entire time, streams everything online. Ko Sok-dong's involvement, the bribery ledger, the cover-up, the people who let Jiang escape, all of it live for the entire country to see. The presidential campaign of Sung Young-jae implodes in real time. Ko is arrested. The system that protected Jiang for 8 years starts to crack. Magumpo Port. Night. The ocean. The smell of salt and cold air. Jiang Du-chil arrives. After 8 years of hiding, faking his own death, running operations from the shadows of Southeast Asia, he walks into the trap completely unawares. He reaches for the certificates of deposit. Huang watches him. "These are counterfeits," Jiang says, fury rising. "Yes," Huang says calmly, "they are." For a long moment, the two men face each other. Huang raises his gun. This is the moment he has lived for, the moment he has crossed borders, built cons, sacrificed years of his life for, the moment he promised himself. Jiang stares back. "Then shoot me." Huang's finger rests on the trigger, and then he lowers the gun. Not because he's afraid, not because he's weak, but because he hears his father's voice. "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'll fool them over and over and make them pay." His father was a con artist, not a killer, and Huang is his father's son. The real punishment for Jiang isn't a bullet. It's everything that's already been set in motion, the exposure, the arrest, the legacy of his crimes finally catching up to him in the open. Jiang is taken into custody. The aftermath.
The country watches as one of the most powerful cover-ups in Korean history unravels on live television. Junja does a year in prison, a sacrifice that was part of the plan. When she walks out, Huang is waiting. "You got old fast. You'll be single forever." She hands him a block of tofu, a Korean tradition when someone is released from prison. White, clean, a symbol of starting fresh. They share a quiet laugh. But Huang's eyes carry something unresolved. There's one more left. Everyone looks at him. The real mastermind still out there. And just like that, the story isn't quite over. What makes this film brilliant? The Swindlers works on every level because it understands something fundamental about human psychology, the same psychology that con artists exploit. We want to believe in easy money. We want to believe that the person in front of us is trustworthy. And once our doubts are removed, we commit completely. Jiang exploited that, and ironically, the team that brought him down exploited the exact same thing, feeding Jiang's greed, his arrogance, his certainty that he was always the smartest person in the room. But underneath all the clever plotting and double crosses, this is a story about a son who lost his father, and who had to decide at the final moment what kind of man he wanted to be. He could have pulled that trigger. He chose not to. Because justice, real justice, isn't just about the moment of revenge. It's about making sure the truth survives long enough for everyone to see it. And in the end, that's exactly what happened. The con was perfect. The payoff was real. And somewhere out there, the next chapter is already beginning.